because we were in the schoolyard, a lot of kids would pass through, and sometimes older teenagers would pass through. And there was one day when I think it was about 8. One of the older teenagers came through, and I forget really how everything transpired, but for whatever transpired, other kids that were there headed to their houses, and there was a moment where I was with this older teenager, and he said, "Hey, I got something to show you." And what? Well, over this way. And I said, well, "What is it?" Just over this way. Why don't you follow me? And you just led astray. I kept thinking, what? And he said, "Let's just walk over this way." And the block we lived on, it's Kellogg Avenue, and it's one block from this place called West Cemetery. It's where Emily Dickinson is laid to rest. And so that was through the back alleys off Kellogg. And so he kept kind of leading me, "Come on, let's take a walk over this way." And we used to go over to the cemetery once in a while, but not very often. And he kept leading me, not pulling me, but just talking me away. And when we got to the cemetery, we were about in the middle of the cemetery, and he like, "Pull down your pants." And I don't want to. And he kept coercing, "No, pull down your pants." And so I tried to run away a couple times, but he was bigger, and kept, "Pull down your pants." And so eventually it was I'd run, and he just grabbed me and put me back. I try to jump over the gate, put me back. And so eventually I began to think, well, maybe the only way to get out of this is to comply. And so I pulled down my pants, and he started fondling me, and he wanted me to fondle him. And I, same thing, didn't want to, kept coercing me. And I don't know how long it lasted. I think whether he got what he wanted, I don't know. It was a cold day. There was snow on the ground. He finally let me go, and I ran home. I got home, and my dad was in the driveway, and I must have looked, I don't know what I looked like, but he saw me. He goes, "Are you all right?" And I said, "Yeah." And I just went inside, and I don't remember what happened after that. I don't know. I think my father asked again if I was all right, but I always never told anybody. Another event happened that I was able to get out of more swiftly. A different teenager, but I later saw these two teenagers together, so they kind of had a common interest. But in the schoolyard, again, all the other kids kind of went home. "Hey, come over here," and there was kind of in the old high school along this schoolyard, there was kind of a dugout area where you would access the basement. Like, I think there might have been locker rooms in there or something. And he kind of led me over that way, and I could see quickly where this was headed. He, exposed himself and wanted me to touch him, and he wanted me to, he wanted to fondle me too, and I kept. This one was less persistent, this particular teenager, and I was able to talk my way out of it a lot more quickly. And in these events, I realized, hey, you gotta stay away from these guys. Whenever I used to see them after that, I would go running. I always wondered if they ever had, other kids. So I never thought about these things much. I really didn't think about them that much. After a few days, I remember, I think, kind of having a dark cloud for a couple of days kind of hanging over me. I maybe think thoughts like, well, will people find out, or what did that mean? But I kind of went on with my adolescent life, and after third grade, that happened when I was 8. After third grade, my father finished grad school, and we went back to Pennsylvania, where we actually had a house and had built a house. That's where we were planning to live, and entered a new school and things. And I never really thought that maybe it had any impact on me until 3 years ago.